Good evening. Let's get this party started. Hey Shanti, thank you so much for joining. Good evening. Come on in, come on in. Go ahead and invite someone. Share this out. Awesome. I am doing good. How are you? So glad you're here. Come on in, come on in. We will be getting started here in just a minute. Super excited to be here tonight. Come on in. Yes. On solid ground. Oh. Come on in. Come on in the room. You have a helper. You're not alone. You're not alone. You have a helper. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Come on in the room. Let's do it. What's his name? His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. Jesus. So glad to have you out here tonight. We're going to get started right after this song ends. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Come on in. Come on in. Good evening, Willie. Good evening, Dee. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening, good evening. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert, and you got it. I help you. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. The music that you were just listening to is Helper. You have a helper by yours truly, written by yours truly, um, put together by yours truly. Such a blessing. I'm just thankful unto God for who He is in my life, and I thank Him that I don't have to be ashamed of the relationship that I have with Him. But anyway, um, you see what the title of this live feed is, and the question that I have for you: are you active or are you passive? Are you active or are you passive? What is it that you are doing? How are you handling life? It's been a while. I'm working on some things, getting ready to work on some things, geared up for some things that's coming out 2021, getting ready to kick off Empowering 8 number 5, January the 7th, 2021. Yeah, that's right around the corner. Once we get past Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then it's just like zoom, boom. Whole year didn't pass us by. So I pray that you are geared up for your next. We're in the last quarter of the year. We've been in a pandemic since March. Our worlds have been turned upside down, things have been shut down. And even listening and looking at the numbers, even on today, and they're projecting that there will be over 200,000 cases a day, all these things that, some taking it serious, some not taking it serious, some's not saying it's not that bad, whatever, however, but the numbers don't lie. Something is happening. We don't have a cause and we don't have a cure, and we still just doing stuff, just doing stuff. So my question for you tonight is, again, are you being active or passive? Are you letting the times and the things that are going on, are you allowing that to dictate your next? Are you allowing the times and the situation that we're in to dictate your next move, your next, a lot of us, we don't want to move and maneuver because we say, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, you know, I was making a joke on today, and it wasn't really a joke. It was a serious conversation. You know how you have insurance, or not even just insurance. You have a savings, or you have something that you have put to the side because you're saving. You're living like a minimalist. You're living like a minimalist, and you don't want to spend nothing on this. You're suffering. And I mean suffering by choice. It's not that you don't have it, but you're so tight with your ends because you think you benefiting. And so, but the question, the conversation that I was having with an individual, when you have people that hide their money in places that people don't know, they figure, well, I'm just going to put this here. And then there happened to be a house fire, and all the money that you were saving for nothing or whatever, nobody gets the use of it. So the question would be, what's the purpose? What is the purpose of that? And it's the same thing. You live like a minimalist. We work hard to earn, but we scared to spend. We don't give. We don't do, and then nobody benefits from it. What is the purpose? We don't create memories with our families. We don't spend time with our loved ones, and all these other different sorts of types of things. And we work so hard to we will work hard to gain wealth, but then we have to take our wealth to try to regain our health, and some of it is not even recoverable. I'm going to say that again. We work so hard to gain wealth, and then some have to take that wealth to try to regain their health, and some of it is not even recoverable. Some of it you just can't get it back. When it's lost, it's lost. Some of it they can do some corrections and some additives, or do something, to change and do some things. But some of it you cannot get it back. So what is the purpose of us working so hard when we don't enjoy it? We don't live off of it. We don't help nobody. We don't give. We don't do. So my question is for you again tonight. Are you living a passive or are you living an active life? Are you living with the victim mentality that is, oh, it's me? It's me. It's not just you. It's stuff going on around this world. It's happening to the most of us, the least of us, and at some point it's happening to all of us. Something. Good morning. Good evening, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining. Good evening, Ganza. Let me know where you're tuning in from. But when you think about it, a lot of times we think that our issues is isolated to us. We think that our issues are isolated to us. We got to remember, we have to remember that a lot of times what we fail to realize that somebody else is experiencing something similar or something worse than we are. And there's always equal to the opposite. Thank you so much, New Orleans in the house. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Yes, there's always an equal opposite to what you got going on. But do we just sit back and allow life to walk over us like we don't have no authority? We don't have any power. So are you living this passive life to feel like you got to just deal with? Good evening, Minister Boyd Houston in the house. Yes, let me represent myself. Arkansas in the house. Let me put my state on the map. I love it. Oh no, I didn't say nothing about no that. Now come on, don't do that. Bam, Arkansas in the house. So we have to be active in our lives. We have to be active, and some of us, if we can be really honest, you're not. Some are not being active. Come on, Democratic of Republic from of Congo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, some of us are not being active. We're being reactive, but we're not being active. We're living in passive, and whatever happens, happen. Whatever you know, but we gotta take um, control. Control. We have to take control. And as I started off that, with the song Helper, we have a helper. We don't have to do this thing by ourselves. We may not do it the way people expect for us to do it. We may not do it the way they want us to do it. We may not do it the way they think we should do it. But you have a helper. And when you recognize that you have a helper and you're not having to do it alone, you can do anything. You don't have to sit back and accept the things that you don't like, the things that you don't want, the things that you don't desire, the things that you don't deserve. Why is it that we're living a passive life and we feel like we don't have a choice? I come here to serve you notice on this evening to let you know you have a choice. And I was reading, and I forget who the quote is by, but it says that life is the C between the B and the D. Life is the C between the B and the D. That was so profound. It's the C. It is the choices that you make between B, birth, and D, death. Life is the C between the B and the D. I'm like, whoa. But that makes so much sense. Something so simple makes so much sense. Life is the choices that we make between our birth and our death. My question for you this evening is, what choices are you making? Are you making active choices or are you making passive choices? Are you sitting there thinking that this thing is happening to you? Is it happening for you? Is it happening through you? What is going on? Do you feel like, you don't have an option, you don't have a choice, you don't have a chance? Or do you think that, I got a choice? I have options. I'm going to explore my options. Stop settling for the one thing that you don't like. Can I say that again? Stop settling for the one thing you do not like. I don't understand how is it that we're settling for a life that we're not happy with. We don't like it. It doesn't bring us joy. It doesn't bring us a fulfillment. We get up day in and day out doing the same thing, not getting a different result. We ain't even expecting the same result. We're not getting any results. We're not doing nothing. We just getting up and going to bed and getting up and going to bed, getting up, going to bed and complaining. Y'all not going to talk to me today. Don't be quiet. Come on. Come on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Are you living a passive life? Or are you living an active life? Well, you said, you know what? I know that, I may have to start over. I may have to start somewhere else. But I am not going to stay stuck in this situation where I feel like I cannot do anything else and I cannot do better than what I'm already doing. That's not true. That is simply not true. And as I wear this thing, what is the truth in this? What is the truth in this? What is the truth? Oh, you can't see it. What is the truth? What is the truth in this thing that you're telling yourself? What is the truth in that situation? What is the truth in this thing? You do not have to remain where you are because you feel like you don't have an option. Life is the sea. Come on now. Life is the C between the B and the D. Life is the C between the B and the D. And I'm gonna say that again. That is a quote. I forgot who the quote by, but anyway, it was in the book called Limitless by Jim Quick. But life is the C between the B and the D. It's the choices that we make between the day we was born and the day we die. What choices are you making? I have to start over. Start. If you have to start over, start. Stop sitting stagnant and thinking that this is what you got to do. If I got to start back from square one, start from square one. But guess what? You going to start from square one with the wisdom, with the knowledge, with the understanding that you didn't have before when you was at square one. So I ain't coming with the same stuff I came with. I'm coming, but I'm coming better. I'm coming more equipped. I'm coming and I'm coming experienced. I'm coming and I'm coming ready. We have to come and we have to stop sitting in the same place thinking that it's just going to get better. I made a choice to start over. Yes. Good evening, Dr. Eric, Dr. Holmes. Thank you so much for joining. We have to make a choice. So again, the quote says that life is the C between the B and the D. It's the choices that we make between birth and death. It is the choices that we make. What choices are we making? Are we making active choices or passive choices? Are we just settling for what happened to us? Or are we saying, no, I'm getting up. I fail, but I'm getting up. They knocked me down, but I'm getting up. This is a block here, but I'm going around this thing. You have the power. The word says that you can speak to the mountain, and she got to move. She have to move. You have the power. Have you ever took the time to look at the width and the height and all that? Have you ever looked at the details of a mountain? If you can, honey, speak to the big things. Speak to the big boulders. And I haven't seen, it just amazes me how many people that say they know him. Whoever he is to you, the universe or the gods of the world, all this stuff that y'all want to call, but it's God to me. But whoever he is to you, whatever you believe in, but whatever you believe in it enough that you know that you got yourself something. And see, for me, I just, it's a faith walk. And when I think about it, it's a faith walk. It's always it's a walk of faith that you have to go from one side to the other. It's a walk of faith where you have to go from one place to another. It ain't because you know. It's not because you're not afraid. It's not because you know everything that's going to work out. It's not because you know every step and you know the way and you know what the outcome is going to be, but you're doing it by faith. Because see, one thing about it Nate, we got to step out and do the things that we don't really know and see. Because if we can see it, it's not big enough. It got to be God-sized. It got to be God-sized where you figure, I don't know how, I don't know what, I don't know. But I know he do. I know he do. A lot of us are living a defeated life because of the things happening. We've lost loved ones, we've lost friends, we've lost some jobs, and some of us have lost respect for ourselves. We have lost our wit. We have lost our drive. We have lost our determination. I want you to get it back to say that, things has happened in my life and in my lifetime and in these last few months that I didn't have any control over. And guess what? With me being depressed about it, it's not going to change it. Okay, they said they were closing their doors, that they're locking up their business. Okay, we've been, and I know it's easier said than done. But the fastest way to get over something is to get in something. The fastest way to get over. So instead of us, sitting around thinking, okay, I lost my job, go look for another one. Start one, make one, create one. We gotta get out of this box of thinking that we are what we do. We may like it, but that's not you. There's always an opportunity for us to start over. There's always an opportunity for us to start some things new. We have a helper. We have a helper that want to help us, a helper that is looking for us to come, a helper that want us. Have you ever worked with somebody or been around somebody that they love to be dependent upon? They love to be dependent upon. They love to do what they do, and they get so much. They get so much out of being able to serve. And sometimes we would rob people of that opportunity because we like, I don't want to bother nobody. I don't want, I don't want them to do this, that, and the third. I don't say nothing, this and that. Some people love that. They love it. That's what makes them thrive, what makes them live, what makes them go to the next level. So I want you to really evaluate your life and see, are you passive or are you active? Have you just laid down as a victim and feel like whatever happened, that's the end of the road? That's not the end. In some cases, it's the beginning for us. In some cases, it's the end and it needs to be the end. Sometimes we try to hold on to things and to people that we should have let go a long time ago. And I know we try to find the best, we try to find the best in everything. Some folks, can we just be honest? Some people ain't got no good in them. And I know, and that's Onika talking. The Lord gonna find something good about everybody. He is. He's gonna find something good about everybody. But you have some people that just lie, they steal, they cheat, they this and that. And no matter how you try to look around it and look over them, and no matter how you try to find the good, it's hard. It's hard. Now, I know if you keep on letting them, if you keep on letting them abuse you and do this and that, you might find something. But I don't be got that. I ain't got that kind of patience to keep looking. I figure, I ain't got to be ugly with you, but I'm gone. I'm gone. That's me. I'm gone because if you didn't, if you lying, stealing, killing, and cheating, and this and that, I don't, I ain't got to mistreat you, but I ain't got to be around you either. I don't have to let you mistreat me. I don't have to let you continue to mistreat me. I don't have to mistreat you. I don't have to not like you. I don't have to not forgive you because I know forgiveness is vital. If I don't forgive, I cannot be forgiven, right? So you can't hold no debts to nobody. You want somebody to pay you, but you owe somebody. What kind of stuff is that? We can't do that either. You can't want your money paid, but you ain't paid somebody else's money. You owing, but you don't want to pay, but you want somebody to pay you. It's a story like that. Figure they didn't let you get away with all this money. They cleared your debt, and now you want to go and ruffle up somebody for a fraction of what you owe somebody. Come on, we can't do that. But are you being active or passive? Are you being active or passive? Have you let life and let things get the best of you where you feel like all hope is gone and I don't have a choice? You got a choice. They may be hard choices, but you have a choice. You may not know exactly what to do, but you have a choice. We all have a choice. And that's the thing that God gave us. He gave us the freedom of choice. He don't make us do anything. He do not make us do anything. He said, I'm a knock. And if you answer, I come in. If not, I'm gone. Good evening, Sheila. Thank you so much for joining. He said, I'm gone. He don't make us do nothing. Can't nobody make you do anything. But why continue to suffer when you have a choice to live this abundant life? Because Jesus said, I can't. He said, the enemy said, I come to kill, steal, and destroy. See, he want to kill your dreams. He want to destroy your thoughts, your mind, your relationships. He want to destroy your marriage. You want to destroy your money. He come to steal, kill, and destroy everything that he can. He said, I am seeking. He said, I'm going to and fro, seeking seeking whom I may devour. But then the helper, he said that I come, daughter, I come, sister, I come, friend, I come to give you life. He said, but I didn't just come to give you life. I come to give you life more abundantly. I come to give you life more abundantly. He come to give you abundant life. Yeah. He come to give you life and to give it more abundantly. So we don't have to allow the enemy, the adversary, we don't have to let the jokester, we don't have to let the liar of the world, the father of lies and the father of lying questions, we don't have to let him destroy us. We don't have to pay him no attention. Let him know you don't have no power. You can't even breathe unless you're living through me. Boo, your air supply is about to be cut off because you is not destroying nothing over here. That's the attitude we have to have, that we know that we have a helper. We have a helper. And before I get off of here, I'm going to play that song again because I feel it in my spirit. You have a helper. And his name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. And when you think about, I don't have to do this thing by myself. I don't have to do it alone. I don't have to do it, all I got to do is put my war clothes on. All I have to do is put my war clothes on. We're going to take a music break. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me find my song real quick. We're going to take this music break because we can. Yeah, we can. We can do what we want to do. See, that's the thing. We think that we're supposed to do what everybody else is doing. We think that we're supposed to do what everybody else is telling us to do. Stop thinking that you don't have a choice and that there are no options for you to do what you want to. Let's do it. You have a helper. We finna play this song. I thought, no, wait a minute. Come on. Where is it? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's okay. Let's do it. Let me see. Where you at? Good evening, Mother Webs. We taking a song break. Yep. When things go wrong, you got a helper. You have a helper. You're not alone. He'll pick you up and he'll turn you all around. Come on. He'll place your feet on solid ground. You don't have to do it by yourself because you have a helper. Yeah. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Good evening, Adetta. Come on. See, somebody else that may think, why is she playing music? Because it's my page. And it's my song. Let's do it. Loosen up. On solid ground. On solid ground. Thank you so much. It's written by yours truly. Come on. You have a helper. You're not alone. You're not alone. You have a helper. He's your strength. his name? Jesus. Some people, their attention probably like, what is she doing? We so uptight. Loosen up. Have fun. Enjoy life. Be active in your life. Hey, Sister Roletta. So glad to see you, sis. What's his name? Jesus. Jesus. Mary's baby. Savior. Loosen up. You better sing, coach. I love it. I love it. Really, like really, no matter what it is, no matter what it is, remember, we have a helper. We have a helper. And his name is Jesus. He said that I came to give life and to give it more abundantly. We have to stop living this passive life, thinking that life got more authority than we have. No, that stuff is under our feet. It is under our feet. We already have the victory. We have the victory. You got the victory over that situation. You got the victory over that problem. You got the victory over those bills. You got the victory over that pain. You got the victory over that diagnosis. We don't have to sit back and live a passive life. We active. We're active because he's already said that battle right there is already been won. Some of us are going through life so deep. So deep. We don't have a personality. We're so deep. We're so busy that we just, come on. We already have the victory. Already have the victory. He is not, when you stand up for what you know, he can't have your money. He can't have your kids. And see, a lot of us, when we don't have money, we don't like to talk about money. But I don't understand why. If we said that he owned all the cattle on 1,000 hills, we ain't got no business being broke. We don't have any business. And I know somebody, money ain't everything. No, it's not everything, but you need it. You need it. I need it. We need it. Ain't nothing you can do without no money. You can't survive because we can't live. We got to pay mortgages and we got to pay rents and we got to pay house notes and we got to pay loans and we got to pay light. But these folks ain't getting us this stuff for free. How you think you're going to make it out here? How you think a lot of the stresses that we're living that is so passive, the stresses that we have is money related. How many marriages have you known not to make it because we broke? Because I don't care how good your sex is. I'm just saying, and I know, and I'm not mixing sex with this, but see, a lot of we have Christians that don't want to talk about sex, and that's how you think you're going to be fruitful and multiply if you're not having what God created to be a good thing under marriage. But anyway, that ain't where I'm trying to go. But the point is, friendships will end over money. Marriages, money. Kids are not like their mama because the parents got money and they think we got money. We didn't work for this. This is not your money. This is my money. Come on now. Y'all not going to talk to me. You stepping heavy right now. It's the truth. You got relationships that do not last. People that say they love you, but you fool around with their money. People tell you, don't mess with my money, my man. Don't mess with my money, my man, and my food. You act a food over that. You act a food. And you know, and your kids. Some of y'all, your kids, they bad, but you want to fight. Instead of them, you telling your kids to sit the tail down, they wrong and out of order. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. But we don't like to talk about it. But that's why we don't have none. Because see, anything that we don't want to address, we're not gonna change it. Can I be real? Anything that we do not address, it will not change. We have begun to make our bed in the midst of dysfunction. We'll find a comfortable spot. We can have a whole spread, and the whole spread is uncomfortable, but you won't say nothing. So you'll find a comfortable spot, and you'll just sit there and say, "Well, I'll just stay sitting right here." And you got this whole spread. I want to be able to use everything I have. I'm not going to sit in one place because I have began to settle for dysfunction. Can we be real? We're living a passive life because we don't feel like we have a choice. I just told you, the quote says that life is the C in between the B and the D. It's the C in between the B and the D. It's the choices that we make between birth and death. What choices are you making? I don't care what our upbringing is. Do you know some of the most successful people were some of the most successful people that I know? They had some of the worst upbringings. They didn't have nothing. But they didn't let what they went through and where they came from stop them from being who they was created to be. Who are you created? Who were you created to be? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? What is it that you're supposed to be doing? Who is it that you're supposed to be helping? But you can't help nobody when you need help. Oh, y'all not going to talk to me. You cannot help anybody when you need help. You need to get yourself together. I put a post out there last week, and I know it probably stepped on some people's toes, but the last person that you need to be getting advice from is the same person is a person that's going through the same stuff you're going through. How is it that they going to help you? You broke and they broke. You sick and they sick. They tired and you tired. They don't know how to keep a relationship or a marriage or no money, and you don't either. How is it that we going to help each other? You on crack and I'm on crack. You drink and I'm drinking. You need to get around some people that say, look, the way you doing relationship, that don't work, boo. And all these things that you doing, that ain't the way you got to do that. Now, in order for you to stay in this, you're going to have to do this. In order for you, a lot of us, we make money, we make a lot of money, but we don't have any habits. Put your own mask on first, then help. Come on. A lot of us, we want to go get advice from people that's going through the same thing. If they knew the answer, they'll be done already did it. If they knew how to get you out, but you need to get with somebody that said, I know you probably going to get mad with what I'm going to say. You probably want to punch your computer right now. I got you, coach. You probably want to punch your computer. Wish I would shut up. Wish I would go off. But guess what? I ain't going nowhere till I get through. Because we're living this passive life. We've used every excuse. We too old. We too young. Our childhood wasn't right. Mama didn't do this. Daddy didn't do this. Papa didn't do this. Me, mom didn't do this. Grandma didn't do this. This person, that person. I wasn't raised with my father. This happened. That happened. This, that, and the third. You know what? Choices in between the B and the D. The C in between the B and the D. We have a choice. We might not have had a choice when we was little, when we was coming up, when we was on that job, when we was in that place, that situation. But you got a choice today. You got the freedom of choice today. Where you can decide, I am no longer. You can put your foot down, do it physically, say enough is enough, and too much is too much. But today is the last day that I'm dealing with this crazy foolishness. Listen, you got a choice. Stop letting life pass you by, y'all. That's another year. Nothing about your year is going to change when you bring your old self into 2021. I'm trying to get you ready. This is 2020. You're going to have to take some different action, do some different things, go some different routes, get around some different people. Because guess what? If you constantly telling people that, if you talking to people, that's too high and that's too much and I wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do it. You have already showed me that because you hadn't done it. Boom. I don't need no advice from you. I'm sorry. I need some people that we struggling together and both of us say, girl, we getting up out of this. When you fall, when you weak, I'm going to hold you up. When I'm weak, I'm going to hold you up. So, it's just like, have you ever went on a road trip? Listen, Have you ever went on the road trip and the road trip was going to be long and the idea was while you drive, I sleep. And while I drive, you sleep, but you still sitting up. You don't want to sleep. What good is that? You have to, you have to be able, you have to get enough rest for when it's your time to drive that you can stay up and don't have to be entertained. So I can be resting. So when it's my time to drive, I'm good to go. We have to change our circle. If we're ever going to level up to the next level, you need to be around people that intimidate you to be around them. Well, you say, I don't know how in the world I got connected with these people. And I don't even know. I'm the only oddball up in there. You can't help take some... If you don't get up off of here, you can't help take me someplace you never imagined. You better say it again. You ain't taking me nowhere you ain't been. You ain't taking me nowhere. You ain't finna tell me about nothing you ain't experienced. I need you to have some records to tell me. Some stuff we can say, okay, we gonna do this together. But you gotta have a good partner. You can't be the one. You the one putting in, you doing all the encouraging. Who encouraging you? Who's encouraging you? And that's why a lot of us get frustrated and overwhelmed because we are helpers, we are servers, and we're serving, but we don't have nobody to serve us. Life choices of new possibilities. Yes, we serve, and that's one of the things that I like about what I do is because you have to get connected with people that say, sis, I got you when you weak. I got you when I got you, and you need people that you don't have to talk to every day, but if you need something, you can call them. I got people like that in my life that I really feel like if I was in trouble and needed something, and sometimes it ain't something. A lot of times you think when you need something, I ain't got no money. Sometimes it's just an ear. Sometimes it can be a kind word. Sometimes it's not for you to give me no advice. Just shut up and listen. That's all. Listen. So are you living this passive life and feeling like you the victim of 2020? You the victim of COVID-19. You the victim of the pandemic. Or are you winning in this season? Do you know how many people are winning in this season? Not just financially, but people are winning. They're winning. Do you know some people are closer to people now than they was even when they had access to be around them? Oh, y'all not gonna go with me. On my way, coach. Yes. Come on. When this pandemic out, I'm gonna be in New Jersey. Yes. You have people closer now that when they can't be around people. I'm the champion in 2020. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. We're not victims. We're winning. Hashtag winning. I got to put this in the comment myself. Hashtag winning. We winning. We winning. We are winning. 2020 hashtag winning. We winning. We are not victims. We got the victory. Don't live a passive life to feel like, so much is going on. Watch the words that come up out of your mouth. Everything that's going on, there is a lot that is going on. But stop taking everybody's burdens and problems and putting them on your shoulder. I'm winning. I am winning. I still have, what is today? Today is the 11th. You still have 19 days in this month. You got 30 days. You got 19 days left and 31 days in the next month. You still got time for 2020 to be one of the best years of your life, even in the midst of things. Because the song said, my good days outweigh my bad days. The good and the bad. And some stuff you saying, it's so extreme, coach, you don't understand. I understand life. I may not understand your problem specifically, but we're winning. We are winning. Because see, what may seem like a loss to us, it's a win for God. It's a win for God. When people think they winning, when you got people that's picking with you on your job and you going through all type of hell and you thinking like, why is this happening to me? You winning. Because do you know, Charles Swindle, he said that life is only 10% of what happened to us and 90% of how we respond. How are you responding to the things that are happening in your life? Doctorate, 2 business, 2 book, revenue increase, life coach certification. Boom! That's my girl. See, people don't like to see you winning in the midst of a storm because, see, they feel like you should be moping around and not doing nothing. That's what I'm talking about. This is just the start of a season. Boom. Do you know at the beginning of the season, that's when they be warming up. They get in their little hurdle circles and all this and that. That's when they doing their, that's when they getting their bodies right. The season haven't began at the beginning. It's just the start. We creating legacies. We're accumulating assets. We're doing the doggone thing in 2020. And I know for some people, that's probably too heavy because we have let life sit up on our shoulders and weigh us down and we can't move because it's too heavy. Get that stuff up off of you. Take it off of you and say, today is the day. But no more. No more. This is OVA. I got God and I'm alive. Yes. Active or passive? Oh yes. And I had 2 powerful coaches and mentors on my team. Yes. I love it. When we take the time out, legacy builders, let's go. Stop being victims. We got to stop being victim to the circumstances and the situations and say, you know what? This thought it was going to bring me down. This thought that it was going to take me out. But the devil is a liar. He's not just a liar, but he is a liar. He's not just the father of lies, but he is the father of lying questions. He asking you questions right now. You say you going to do what? You say you going to change. You say you made a choice to be different. You say you not going to. See, he talking to you. I said it and I'm going to do it. I said it and I'm going to do it. 2020 is going to be the best year of my life. It doesn't matter what happened, what you have to go through. Nobody said that the road was going to be easy, but guess what? The road traveled is the road worth traveling. We have to travel. We have to go. Because guess what? If we sit still and stay in the midst of the mess, if we stand in the midst of the mess, it stink. It stink. Got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. Can we say legacies? We're building legacies in 2020. We're doing things that the C's between the B's and the D's, the choices that we make between birth and death, it's going to be devastating. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome, wonderful. It is going to be all that and then some. Why? Because we were active. What are you doing? What are you doing with your 1,440 minutes? What are you doing with your 86,600 seconds? 400 seconds, I'm sorry. 86,400 seconds. What are you doing? What are you doing with them? What are you doing with your time? Are you sitting back just feeling sorry for yourself and your situation, feeling like you can't do any better? You know what? Somebody can take the hand of your life and win with it. Because they'll look at it differently. They'll play it differently. They'll act up on it differently. Not to overlook and slight anybody about anything. Not to say what you've been through is not important. But what you've been through can't change unless you change it. You don't have to keep on going through the same thing over and over and over and over and over. You figure, okay, I grew up poor. We didn't have anything. We couldn't buy none of the things that we want. We couldn't do none of the things that we want to do. Change it. Change it. I don't want nothing that I ain't had. And I ain't had nothing that I didn't want. What I have, I wanted. And it's not about material things because what I got peace. I have joy. I have happiness. I have freedom. I was not designed to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I can't hardly carry my own weight. So I don't need the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm trying to lug around with that. Can you imagine that? You trying to carry that around. You trying to be everything to everybody. That's not your job. You do what you can with what you have where you are, but you can't be everywhere at the same time. You're not omnipresent. You're not all knowing. You can't be everywhere at the same time doing something for everybody. So stop trying. Learn to say no sometimes. Some things you need to learn to say yes to. You've been knowing to some stuff that you should have been yesing to a long time ago. And stop singing this song that I'm grown. I don't need nobody. I don't care how old you are. Everybody needs somebody to tell them something. When you get so independent that you can't be dependent in the places and on the people that you need to be, it's not about your age. Because anybody that got good sense and they see you, they know you grown. You don't have to tell. What is obvious don't have to be explained. It is not about your 52 was my hand. 52 was my hand made it work. Yes. $52 is all she had. And doing the thing. Doctorate degree, 2 business, 2 books, revenue increase, life coach certification. And she got 2 powerful coaches and mentors on her team. Prayer warrior. One that makes it happen. You either make it happen or you make excuses. You gonna either let life pass you by or you gonna be in it. You gonna run and you gonna run where your past can't even catch up with you. See, a lot of us, we're looking and we letting our past catch up with us because we stopped running. You gotta run. So I'm gonna be so far in front of my past that, honey, you couldn't stop me if you wanted to. You couldn't touch me if you wanted to. Boo, bye. I'm gone. Bam. We gotta run. It's time to run. And in order for you to win, you gotta run. In order for you to run, you got to, in order for you to win, you got to run. Stop showing up thinking that you're going to get a trophy and you haven't even made it to the track, boo. You got to come to the track. You can't be laying on the couch and laying in the bed all day, half of the week and all this and that, talking about you don't feel like it. What you tired from because you haven't did anything. I know, leave when you need to leave because it hurts. The truth hurts. A lot of us, we resting from resting. You done rested too much. I gave my way out of my situation. I love it. A giver from her heart. You tired because you done rested too much. Do you know you can rest too much? You rest too much. Get up. Past can't dictate your future. I am not who I am. I am not who I was, but I am who I am. You see, you got to stop being the victim. You know, because when you get to telling people your story, this and that, people are like, oh, me too, that happened to me too, all that, me too. People don't care. They don't care nothing about none of that. They do not care. Like, really, they don't care. They don't. They just glad it was you and not them. Look, we're getting ready to get out of here. It's getting a little late. Thank you all so much for being on here. But I want you to really think about, are you living a active or passive life? Get up. You remember the guy that was sitting at the pool? He said, every time I tried to get in, didn't nobody help me get in. Didn't nobody get me started. Didn't nobody put me in. Put me in, coach. If the coach don't let me play and I've been showing up for practice and I can't never get in the game, I'm going to start my own team. He said, did nobody ever put me in. He could have scooted to the pool. He could have crawled to the pool. He could have rolled to the doggone pool. You got to ask him, do you want to be made whole? Your faith. Your faith got to be active. You can't leave your faith sitting still. Your faith got to be active. Let it be active. Let it be moving along in your life, along in those problems, those situations, those circumstances, those things that you have to face, those things that you have to face. Let your faith be active. Let it be moving. Don't be passive. Don't let it just sit there still. Work that thing. Work it. Faith is daring the soul to go beyond what the eyes can see. You may not be able to see yourself out of that situation, but you don't need to see yourself out of the situation. All you need to do is believe that you coming out. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I'm coming. I'm coming out. The victory is mine. So look, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Faith saying something, doing and giving something. Yes. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I pray that you all have had an amazing night. I pray that I've said something to get you moving and grooving, and know that you have a helper. You have a helper. Super excited that you joined me on tonight. We'll start doing some mornings, but I like this. I like this evening thing too. I'm liking this evening thing. So anyway, I'm kind of liking it. Won't be every day. Getting ready to work on some things. Good night. Love you too, Shanti. Thank you so much. If you're new to me, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, get your dreams out of your head into your life. Good night, and I pray that you have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.